As the world marks International Holocaust Remembrance Day, historians are turning to technology to teach young people about this dark chapter of history.
And survivors are preserving their memories with the help of virtual reality and artificial intelligence. Ian Lee shows us how.
It's a painful path to look back on, even 78 years after Auschwitz Nazi death camp was liberated.
Every morning, the prisoners leave the barracks.
But this virtual tour gives 96-year-old Menachem Haberman a chance to remember how he survived. His mother and 6 siblings were murdered in its gas chamber. He says, "It made me feel very bad. All these memories came back to my head." Surrounded by his family in Israel, Haberman took the virtual tour, a project aimed to educate young people about the horrors of the Holocaust.
You need to watch it, and when you watch it, it's like a nightmare that you don't want to be in.
6 million Jews, along with at least 5 million other people, perished at the hands of the Nazi death machine in World War II.
I want you to remember the moment.
86-year-old Yehuda Serchuk vividly remembers the day she almost died. A lost sandal stopped her from boarding a ship, which was later bombed by the Nazis.
She is in despair, but she is still happy because she is alive.
An Israeli charity group is using artificial intelligence to bring stories like Yehuda's to life, with software that generates images portraying the emotion and trauma survivors faced.
Each one of them have a unique story, and they have been through terrifying stuff, but they are still alive today.
So far, more than a dozen people have shared their memories, and engineers hope to capture many more for future generations.
And a 50-state survey on Holocaust knowledge revealed that 1 in 10 U.S. adults under the age of 40 could not recall hearing the word Holocaust before, and 63% didn't know the scope of the atrocities.
Police released body cam footage today showing the attack on Paul Pelosi last October. The video shows officers arriving at the Pelosi's San Francisco home in October. They found suspect David DePape holding onto Paul Pelosi, trying to wrestle control of a hammer. The video goes on to show DePape swing the hammer at the 82-year-old. Officers tackle the suspect and radio for medics. Here's how former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi reacted to the release of the material.
I've not seen the break-in, and I have absolutely no intention of seeing the deadly assault on my husband's life.
The video also shows the suspect putting on rubber gloves before smashing a window to get into the home. DePape has pleaded not guilty to multiple state and federal charges, including attempted murder. COVID cases are declining throughout Santa Barbara County.
News Channel reporter Karen Cruz-Orduña spoke with public health officials today about the latest stats, and she joins us live from Santa Maria with an update on that. Karen.
Beth and CJ, so the numbers have decreased by 37%, and this is according to the Santa Barbara County Public Health COVID data dashboard. And the department also says that it has been decreasing in the last few weeks. CEO of Lompoc Valley Medical Center, Steve Popkins, says there is good news with COVID hospitalizations.
Currently we have 1 COVID positive inpatient at the hospital, not in ICU, just on our regular med-surg unit.
Medical workers say it has been like this for the last few weeks.
The RSV was spiking, but now that's under control as well.
Santa Barbara County Public Health says the number of hospitalizations have not only dropped at Lompoc Valley Medical Center, but also throughout the county. There is a 37% decrease in COVID cases countywide.
However, it's important to note that we're basing it on PCR testing, mainly because we can't really count on those numbers that are attributed to home antigen testing. But the numbers are down, and things are going really well.
A PCR test detects genetic material called RNA from the virus. The department says a few months ago, health officials were concerned with what they call a triple-demic, when people were getting sick with not only COVID, but with respiratory syncytial virus and the flu. Today, those numbers are in decline.
For the department, nothing changes. We continue to promote vaccination.
Popkins says medical workers have not been as busy with COVID cases. but will stay prepared.
Always, of course, best to be vigilant and safe. And I would say we're good right now, but we've seen in the past that things can change on a dime.
Now, there are some testing sites in Santa Barbara County that are funded by the state. One of them is in the Santa Maria Fair Park and also in Goleta outside of the Direct Relief Building. Now, those are scheduled to close in the beginning of February. However, Santa Barbara County Public Health says they will open some new testing sites for the community, and those will be outside of the public health clinics, including one in Santa Maria on Betaravia Road. Now, these resources will be available until June 30th, but for now, live in Santa Maria, I'm News Channel reporter Karen Cruz Orduña. Beth and CJ, back to you.
All right, great information. Thanks for that update, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.